What's something that's happened to you that sounds fake but unfortunately isn't? Story 1. A huge tree branch fell through the roof in my bedroom during a storm, and about a minute after that, a couple raccoons fell into my room. Story 2. Years ago, I broke my right foot. After 6 weeks in a boot, I was leaving the orthopedist office boot-free. Just me and my own 2 feet, raw dogging the ground. I was so excited to drive home now that I was out of that damn boot. And then, on the way to the car, I stepped off the curb, rolled my left ankle, and broke it. Story 3. I was dragged out of a tent in my sleep by a pack of dingoes on Fraser Island in Australia. I woke up to a weird feeling at my feet and saw that they were chewing on my toes through the sleeping bag. One of them was standing on my hips, stomach, staring me in the face. Now, I'm not a fighter, but I hit him such a punch on the side of the head, like a perfect right cross to his cute lil face. He went flying sideways, which spooked all the others, about 4 or 5 of them. And, with a few kicks from my bagged-up legs, they scuttled away. I went back into the tent to find my then GF still asleep and snoring away. The next morning, I went over to our tour guide fella, massive Aussie dude named Tony, and told him what happened, and he asked, "Did you see which one it was?" And funnily enough, I did. He had a yellow and blue tag in his ER. They're all tagged on the island. And I remembered because they're the Wicklow colors, where I'm from. And Tony just said, "Oh yeah." I ended up punching quite a bit of wildlife in my year there, but Australia definitely started it. Story 4. Not me, but my uncle. He was in Jamaica when his wife, who was doing fitness classes, died due to a perforated bowel from a meal at the resort, and the authorities drove him to an ATM and told him he's going to be suspect number 1 if he doesn't pay them, and he'll never have his wife repatriated to the U.S. He complied, and they took him back to the resort. Unbeknownst to him, T-Pain was also there and caught wind of the situation and worked magic with his connections to keep my uncle safe and bring my aunt home for a funeral, as well as providing his bodyguard protection to my uncle. To this day, almost 2 decades later, they will video chat on holidays like Easter to talk, and in my view, that man is a saint to our family. Anytime he's in town, they'll meet backstage before one of his concerts, and they'll have a big hug. One time he met his family. I will never forget the kindness this man has shown over decades. It's insane. Friends, before we continue our video, I want to remind you of the importance of subscribing to our channel. We are also waiting for your comments and likes. Thank you. Let's move on to the video. Story 5. In 2012, I lifeguarded at a beach in Delaware. I was talking with a lady who was drinking a glass of wine on the beach. While telling her she was not allowed to do that, Dave Grohl walked behind me. I am a massive fan and knew he would vacation at this beach, but never assumed I would run into him. In the moment of being absolutely starstruck, the lady goes, "Oh, you're a fan of Dave? I see." Barely able to talk, I said, "Yes, he is a reason I got into drumming." She then said, "Oh, he's my son. You should go say hi." I let her drink the wine, and I was able to talk to my music idol for a solid 20 minutes. One of the best days of my life. Story 6. My grandmother prevented the neighbor boy from kidnapping our next-door neighbor. Our house was the bus stop. I woke up sick that morning and didn't go to school. Grandma was the neighborhood grandma and kept an eye on the kids that were at the stop every morning. She was watching the girl at the corner. She was the only one riding that morning. Looked back, and she was gone. He was dragging her across our backyard with a knife to her throat. My grandma ran at him, screaming and throwing rocks at him while I called the cops. She won Citizen of the Year in our city. Story 7. My childhood best friend's mom passed away by drowning. My best friend then died a couple of months later by being hit by an 18-wheeler on the side of the road. Her father then died a few months later from throat cancer. Lost my entire second family in under a year due to unrelated incidents. It's been 7 years, and I'm still not over it. Story 8. I have randomly came across not one but 2 people attempting or about to attempt suicide. Didn't know either of them, both at totally different locations. Both times I was just living my normal life, and then suddenly I'm trying to stop a suicide. Ambulance came and got the one. The other one, after a very long talk down, ended up taking off upon realizing I had dialed 911 so the operator could hear what was going on. Story 9. When I was in elementary school, we went on a class trip to one of those old colonial towns to see how life was back then for settlers. During lunch break, I went to the bathroom and a man paid me to take pictures of me in the bathroom. I was really excited to get money. Next thing I knew, I was in a police car scared out of my mind that I was in trouble. I kept apologizing to the cop while my mom tried to calm me down. I remember crying all night that my principal would hate me because I made the cops come. Story 10. I was working and felt like I broke a rib. It went away, but I offhandedly mentioned it to my doctor. She was super concerned and ordered a bone scan. It was stage 4 cancer. This is a good note to end on. Please write your stories in the comments. I'll be happy to add them to future videos. Also, you can rate our other videos. We would be very grateful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.